Evening, fellow students or teachers, whoever is watching. My name is Diego Torres, and I will be here today to go over our lesson of today, order of operations. Order of operations is math problems that will be involving or using the PEMDAS rule. We will go over that right now, over what PEMDAS stands for. Every order of operations problem will use this PEMDAS rule. PEMDAS goes from left to right in every problem. P stands for parentheses. E stands for exponent, number exponent. This is the exponent right here, just to make sure. M stands for multiplication. D will stand for division. There we go. A will stand for addition, and S will stand for subtraction. Therefore, every time you encounter an order of operations problem, you will read the problem and observe if there is any of these in the problem from left to right. Therefore, you will see the problem and solve it. Now, I will erase this to show y'all our first example of this lesson so that y'all can get a better understanding of what are we going to do. Y'all like the memes I looked up? They're pretty funny. I found it funny. I don't know about you guys, but I found it pretty funny. Why are obtuse angles so depressed? Because they're never right. That was pretty funny. Y'all can't lie. That was pretty funny. Okay, here we go. This is our first example of today. It will be parentheses 3 squared minus 3 squared, parentheses closed, plus 5. Okay, so I'm going to go over some common errors that y'all will probably encounter at first, but you will get the hang of it eventually. This is a pretty straightforward topic, but if you don't get it, you can obviously come up to me and ask. But this is pretty straightforward, but hey, if you have errors, it is totally fine. It's a learning process. So one of the many errors you will encounter from this, it could be confusing it from right to left. I have done it multiple times. I cannot stress this enough. I have done it multiple times. Um, people can do it from right to left without knowing, but the rule says it should be from left to right. Or, for example, you could see this problem and be like, oh, let's just do the exponent first. Maybe the subtraction first. See, you can probably forget that it's straightforward, but you gotta remember the order of the PEMDAS rule is parentheses first, then exponent, then multiplication, then division, then adding, and then subtracting. So here we have our first example. What are we gonna do first? We'll solve the parentheses first because we can see the parentheses from left to right, and there it is. Therefore, we are going to solve the parentheses. Then we got exponents, so we need to solve the exponents. So it's going to be 9 minus 9, because 3 squared, 3 times 3 equals 9. So 9 minus 9 plus 5. Here we go again. PEMDAS rule applies again to this. Parentheses first from left to right. 9 minus 9, 0 plus 5. PEMDAS rule. No parentheses, no exponent, no multiplication, no division. We got adding from left to right. Answer will be 5. Y'all got that? Okay. We'll be moving on to a more complicated problem, so y'all better be ready for this. It's not gonna be easy at first, but y'all will get it. Erasing here takes a lot of time. In the meanwhile, y'all can see the other meme. Triangle sets to the square, you're so pointless. Get it? Because he doesn't have a point. Triangles have 3 points. Come on, guys. These are pretty funny. You gotta admit it. These are pretty funny. Okay. Second example is gonna be 6 squared minus 3. Totally misread that. I had to go back to see if I wrote it right. It's going to be sit squared minus 3. We're not going to write x because y'all can confuse it with a variable. Let me erase that real quick. Sit squared minus 3 times, we'll use a dot to represent times, parentheses, 3 squared times 2 plus 5. So you can see this is a more complicated example. It has multiple steps to it because it has more steps than the first example, but it's pretty simple once you get the movement of it. So PEMDAS rule from left to right, parentheses first. We'll solve the right side first, parentheses, because it's in parentheses. From there, we'll solve the exponent first. That follows after parentheses. 3 squared, that would be 9 times 2 plus 5, parentheses first. And then after parentheses, no exponent, so multiplication goes after. 9 times 2, that would be 18 plus 5. Again, guys, you gotta bring this down. Same thing, applies PEMDAS rule. Parentheses go first, we'll solve the parentheses. No exponent, no multiplication, division. So we'll go straight into the adding, which would be 18 plus 5 would be 23. Then we have 6 squared minus 3 times 23. I will continue this on the right side because I'm running out of space, guys. I'm running out of space. PEMDAS rule applies. Left to right, we have exponent left. We have exponent right there on the left. You see that? 6 squared. That would be 36. And then we have 36 minus 3 times 23. PEMDAS rule applies. Same thing. Left to right, we have a multiplication right there. That would be we could do 3 times 23, but the most easier thing to do would be negative 3 since it already has a subtraction there. That would be 36 minus, here comes one of the rules of multiplication where the negative times a positive, that would be negative. Therefore, it would be negative 3 times 23, which would make it negative 69. And PEMDAS rule, the last PEMDAS rule would be subtraction because there's nothing else to do right here. Only subtraction from left to right. That would be 36 minus 69 would be negative 33 as our answer, guys. Well, that would wrap this lesson up. If you have any more questions, further questions about PEMDAS rule, order of operations, how to maybe remember PEMDAS rule a little bit easier, I would be gladly to help you guys. Well, that would be it. Hope y'all have a good day and stay blessed.